Hello, Twin Flames, and welcome to your weekly energy forecast for your Twin Flame, for you. And as always, our last cards are the next steps that you can take in order to speed up your harmonious Twin Flame union. So let's begin with your Twin Flames card and let's see what your Twin Flames week ahead looks like and what they're thinking and what they're feeling about this process. And we have slow down, pause, and allow things to unfold. So your twin flame might have been rushing because they are so excited to be with you. They just want the current situation of separation to be over with. They just really want to be with you. So they've been making hasty steps, maybe things they didn't really feel through, maybe some desperate moves that aren't leading anywhere, and maybe even neglecting their inner work in the process. Which obviously, it's like shooting yourself in the foot and then wondering why you're bleeding. On this journey, your inner work comes first. So if you're skipping that step and trying to get things to work out on the outside, that's really not going to happen, and it's only going to lead to more frustration and exhaustion. And I love the image on the card because we have this lady. And like her hair is like this labyrinth, like a maze. It all feels very confusing. These are her thoughts. And at the end, there's this couple. They're happy together. But in between, everything is very confusing. And that's an accurate depiction of trying to navigate the twin flame journey just in your brain and just through logic. Logic is obviously very important, but this is first and foremost a heart and spirit-based journey. So if you're not really navigating it with your heart and with your feelings, of course it's going to get confusing. Interestingly enough, I think this is the first time I noticed this, but look, a twin flame sign. We have two flames over here. So that's a nice synchronicity over there. I get the feeling that your twin flame may be feeling overwhelmed or unsure about what's going on with this journey, but they're not disconnected from you. They're just processing things and trying to figure out their next steps, pretty much. And maybe if they rushed through a lesson or something or an experience, they will need to backtrack a little bit and repeat it until they fully grounded and learned it. Because this is not a journey where you can just, fake it till you make it. You can skip lessons, it's fine. Like, it doesn't work that way. It's not a soulmate relationship. Because you'll get together and you're gonna mirror everything that they didn't heal. So it's just best that they master their lessons as they come instead of rushing to, or, pressuring themselves to get into union with you as fast as possible. Instead, it's important to go within, choose peace, align, be in the flow, and that's how things can happen in the best possible way, pretty much. Next up, we have your card. So let's see what's going to come up for you this week. And we have listen with your heart. You're listening but need to hear with a loving heart. So if you've been facing communication issues with your twin flame, that's a very important reminder that communication is a two-way street. You have a person who is speaking and the person who is listening. And many times your twin flame will say the craziest shit to you. And as someone who has been on the journey for quite some time, and I've been in union for almost 5 years as of today, yeah, your twin flame will say just crazy stuff to you. And it's important to not take that as the absolute truth, because sometimes your twin flame might tell you that they don't like you. And in that moment, that's their truth. Maybe you acted out of line, or you've been, pressuring things between you, or, they feel like they need their space, and you've been, crossing boundaries because you feel abandoned. That's all a very, trauma response, not very healthy. It doesn't mean that your twin flame's divine self doesn't like you, but that in that moment there's something out of alignment. So you need to listen with your heart, as the card goes, and see what's the deeper truth there. What's going on here? Is it maybe that somewhere I don't like myself? I don't like my physical appearance. I don't like my voice. I don't like the way I think about certain things, or the way I react to others, or anything, pretty much. Is there something I'm not accepting within myself? And as you identify that answer, it will be easy to address that within yourself, to heal that, and your twin flame will instantly change their tune and they'll be like, you know what? I like you. I love you right now. You're amazing. You're like the best thing since sliced bread. I don't know. Because you've addressed that within you. You've healed it. So your twin flame has no reason to say those things to you anymore. And likewise, if there's silence and you're in no contact with your twin flame, it's all about listening to what's beneath the silence. What's really causing that? Where am I not connected or communicating with myself? Because your relationship with your twin flame reflects the relationship you have with yourself and the divine. So this week it's important to practice listening with your intuition, your heart, not just with your logic, and especially when it comes to what your twin flame does or doesn't do. Instead of asking what's wrong with my twin flame or what's wrong with me, it's important to ask, okay, what is this reflecting within myself that I can love so that I can transcend the situation and go from separation to union as, quick and easily and smoothly as possible, instead of struggling to figure this out with my brain and go nowhere in the end. Last but not least, let's see your next steps, and we have practice compassion. See things from a fresh perspective. So this week it's important to lead with kindness, with compassion toward yourself, toward your twin flame, and especially when it comes to the triggers that come up between you. You don't need to accept poor behavior, obviously, but you can choose to respond to it from a healed and loving place instead of creating more upset and, animosity or resentment between you. I feel like something that's really common with twin flames is that those who are awakened to this journey can feel like their twin flame is like out there partying or enjoying life while they're suffering. Especially if you have like a third party situation in the mix, like, oh, my twin flame is married, so they're having a great time with their partner, and I'm over here suffering, and they don't do any of the work and all of that. But that's actually not true. And from my experience as a twin flame coach, guiding twin flames into union, many of my clients have been in those third party situations. And from what I've noticed, the third party situation is mostly very fucking toxic. So your twin flame isn't having all this fun. Or even if it's not toxic and even if things are good, it's still a soulmate relationship and it doesn't feel nearly as fulfilling as a twin flame connection does. So it's not like your twin flame is having like all this fun and you're stuck with all the responsibility and, the worst end of the deal is yours and they're having fun, they're enjoying life. So that's one very important misbelief to address here. And having compassion, that's where it connects to this card, is to remember that your twin flame is also on a spiritual journey, like you are. So if you're suffering, they're suffering too. They're just not showing it. They might not be, shouting it from rooftops. Like, I feel awful today. They're not going to do that. No one does that. Maybe a few people do, but most people don't announce those things. It's very emotionally vulnerable. Most people will pretend everything is great, or that's the image they project. But if you listen with your heart, as the previous card goes, you'll understand that your twin flame is also going through their own lessons, their own healing. And that's why it's important for you to practice compassion for both of you instead of judgment, because that's what helps you to heal the illusion of separation at the root between you. So this is all I had for you, my dear twin flames. Thank you so much for watching this video, and I hope to see you in the next one.